Here we go. I invite you to take that sacred breath. Maybe make a noise on the exhale. When we make a noise, it vibrates that big old nerve that runs down through our entire body. Forgot what it's called. Vagus nerve, I think. Vagus nerve, thanks. Yeah, and when that nerve gets stimulated, all sorts of biochemical magic takes place. So let's do some noises as we exhale. Ah.
Should we mute?
One of the things that happens as we make the noise, stress moves off to the side. It allows for more presence to flow. Let's do one more noisy breath. I give great thanks. I say thank you that we have this amazing community called CSL Boulder Valley, this high consciousness group of people that has their arms open wide. The invitation vibrates through Lafayette, Boulder Valley, and the planet. We say, come play. Come play with us in person. Come play with us on Zoom. This community is filled with love and presence, filled with the ability to listen. That ability to listen through presence is a huge gift for ourselves first and all people around us. And that's something that people here at CSL Boulder Valley practice, is listening powerfully. I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for the community. I'm thankful for the amazing technology called Centers for Spiritual Living. I say thank you, where we can move into new technology. We can move into old technology that's filled with grace. This beautiful acceptance of high consciousness, high presence, high vibration is the invitation on the table. I bless each being here on the call. I bless each being that will be watching this recording. And I crack open this meeting with love and light and presence. And so it is.
So it is.
Woo! Thank you for being here. Thank you for playing inside of CSL Boulder Valley, Centers for Living Boulder Valley. I'm going to go ahead and start the screen share. And this is amazing music by Karen Karsh and an amazing video that Catherine Snyder created. I invite you to take a breath and be present with this magic.
This is our place, come on in. Our place, so glad you're here. Our place, everybody's welcome. We see God on every face. Love lives here in this place. Welcome to our place, our sweet place.
In the Sermon by the Sea, Ernest Holmes, our founder, calls us to be for something and against nothing. Standing in our authentic power allows us to be a stand for truth, allowing ourselves to be so strongly for principle that we are clear, kind, and unmoved, regardless of what the world around us looks like. Do not be daunted by the enormity of the world's grief. Do justly now. Love mercy now. Walk humbly now. You are not obligated to complete the work, but neither are you free to abandon it. This is from the Talmud. The Talmud is the main Jewish text. And Centers for Spiritual Living, ministers from 75 years ago and current ministers now pull pieces of wisdom from all sorts of different religions. I saw this on Facebook this week and I grabbed it and I said, yeah, that's going to be part of my talk. We here at CSL welcome high vibration and high consciousness, no matter what culture it's from. There is beauty and truth and wisdom spread across the planet, spread across basically all religions. And CSL is open to that. And people here at CSL Boulder Valley are open to that. As we engage in the world, each person's actions, choices, and participation contribute to the grand tapestry of change. Whether it's empowering voting, supporting organizations aligned with a vision of a better world, or sharing resources, our individual efforts collectively create a wave of positive impact. In the pursuit of a world that works for all, we acknowledge the significance of our interconnectedness. In the global vision developed by Centers for Spiritual Living, it is stated that we envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. This vision is brought forth through the acts of individuals, groups, communities, and society. We are called individually and collectively to collaborate with organizations and programs that are in alignment with this vision, working in the world to make it work for everyone. When we are closest to the threshold of transformation, that's when all of this stuff rises up and things look like they're bleakest. It's loudest and most chaotic just before you bravely pass through the moment of awakening and transcendence. This is Reverend Dr. David Alexander. So I put up, actually I'm going to show you, I'm going to skip ahead for just a moment. This is all this information on the left I put up on Facebook last week. And Sean Sanford replied with this quote on the left. This is what he said. I think one helpful angle is to emphasize who belongs to the land, not who the land supposedly belongs to. From this perspective, Jews quite obviously belong in or to the land, having originated there over 3,000 years ago. But so too do Palestinian Arabs, as well as Bedouin Arabs, Druze, Armenians, Assyrians, longtime refugees from the Armenian and Circassian genocides, and more recently, African and Ukrainian refugees belong there too. The land itself, however, doesn't belong just to one group or one nation in an exclusive sense. Like I said, the previous slide, that was information and a quote from Sean Sanford. The reframe of who belongs to or in the land, rather than the land belongs to X group, is powerful. Dozens of groups of people have belonged in the land of Palestine or Israel. The human tendency to be right and make other people wrong as an ingrained and automatic behavior, this is at the root of dissension, warfare, and genocide on the planet. See, once we're aware of that automatic tendency, with practice, we can notice, we can observe and be responsible for being right in our lives and making other people wrong. In our life, social media, as we're driving down the road, see, human beings have this automatic pattern where we want to make ourselves right and other people wrong, and it's deeply rooted in survival. It's inside of our DNA. And we can short circuit that or soften that when we choose presence or neutrality, and when we choose love. When we love ourselves and love other people, that whole hardwired piece of being right and making other people wrong softens. We can't be making somebody else wrong when we're loving ourselves or loving somebody else. So that's the invitation on the table, is when you're dealing with stuff. Maybe you're, I don't know, on the computer, or you're talking to somebody on the phone, and you notice this tendency to want to be right and this tendency to make somebody else wrong. Take that breath, drop those shoulders, relax into your chair, and bring forth the love, that self-love, and bring forth the love for the person you're talking to. There's another magic piece to this. It's forgiveness. And this isn't about the religion we grew up with, forgiveness. This is, we can allow ourselves first and other folks safe passage through our ego or our place of judgment. And see, that has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with our hardwired patterns. And when we soften and we allow ourselves freedom from our ego, freedom from our place of judgment, or when we allow other people freedom from our ego or our place of judgment, forgiveness flows. So some more context about Palestine and Israel. It's a desert. It's been a desert for thousands, probably tens or hundreds of thousands of years. And as human beings grew up, as human beings lived inside of this desert, there was not much food. There was not very much food. There was not very much water. So groups of people that lived in that desert were constantly fighting each other for the scarce resources. And that's in their DNA. Not just their DNA, all humans across the planet. We all have that hardwired, have to kill other people off. We have to be right. We have to dominate and be aggressive. Specifically inside of Palestine and Israel, with it being a desert, there was constant battle, even among families. Brothers killed brothers. So as we look at what's going on over there in Palestine and Israel, it's rooted in thousands of years of aggression. And that's why I shared this forgiveness piece. That's why I shared this extraordinary quote from Sean about how, what if we shift our paradigm from having to, like, we own this land, shift our paradigm and our perspectives to, look, lots of different people belong here. It's not just ours. Lots of people belong here. And that's the same for lands across the planet. We have the power to influence change by engaging with our elected officials and advocating for policies that promote inclusivity, justice, and progress. As individuals, groups, and communities, our collective voices hold tremendous potential for making a difference. To create a world that works for everyone, we actively seek opportunities to be a presence for good. So this quote is from a lady named Robin Wall Kimmerer. And she grew up in Minnesota. She's an indigenous person, and she's also a plant scientist. She wrote this amazing bestseller book called Braiding Sweetgrass, and she melds her indigenous upbringing with plant science in this beautiful amalgamation, this beautiful melding, this beautiful dance. I highly recommend her book, Braiding Sweetgrass. I'm going to read you this quote from her. Even a wounded world is feeding us. Even a wounded world holds us, giving us moments of wonder and joy. I choose joy over despair, not because I have my head in the sand, but because joy is what the earth gives me daily, and I must return the gift. As you're taking those nature walks, as you're driving down the road and you roll your window down and feel that sweet air of planet Earth, as you're watering your plants in your house, I invite you to acknowledge that exquisitely gorgeous energy that Mother Earth gives us. This is our global vision here at Centers for Spiritual Living. We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought. A world where each and every person discovers their own personal power and ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone. Be for something and against nothing. I invite us to move into prayer. I'm going to stop the screen share so I can see your beautiful faces. Whew. As I make that prayer noise, it wakes me up. I do this every time. I've been doing it for a long time. When I make the prayer noise, my body and mind and spirit goes on alert. And this exquisite, infinite energy inside of me starts flowing. And I often start smiling. Sometimes I even laugh. I invite you to do what you do, to activate that prayer space, to activate that connection with the infinite goddess inside of you. I am so grateful that we have this community called CSL Boulder Valley, this group of people that says yes to their goddess energy, this group of people that is hungry for growth, this group of people that models growth and development. See, when we have our attention on growth and development, it impacts all people around us. And through that 6 degrees of separation, when we impact one person, that person impacts 6 people around them. There's a web of energy and growth that shoots off from people who practice high consciousness, who practice daily spiritual practice, who practice being present in the moment. It gifts the planet through 6 degrees of separation. I honor each being here. I honor each being watching this recording. as you say yes to your high consciousness, your presence, your oneness on the planet. And I say thank you to you. As we move forward this week, if there are actions to take to invite forward high consciousness, I invite you to take them. Maybe it's as simple as praying. Sometimes that's all there is to do, is for us to pray. And sometimes it's much more. Sometimes it's a phone call to a friend. Hey, do you want to go to that event that Barb W told me about that honors the planet? Or maybe you contribute money to refugees in Palestine and Israel. Whatever the action is, whether it's as simple as praying or giving money or creating a meetup group where we talk about oneness, whatever it is, I invite you to allow your presence and oneness and grace to fuel those actions. I bless you. I bless each being on this call, watching this recording, and I bless each being on this planet. I release this prayer into the love and the law, and I invite us to say together, and so it is. I'm going to go back to a screen share. So this is our offering affirmation that we do at CSL Boulder Valley. CSL Boulder Valley is run on contributions. And I invite you to contribute to CSL Boulder Valley. Let's say our offering affirmation together. This perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give, and joyously I receive. And so it is. There's several ways to contribute to CSL Boulder Valley. All of this is on the bottom of our newsletter and our website, cslbouldervalley.org. You can contribute online or through text or snail mail. Oh my goodness, snail mail. Or you can use something called Tithely. And Dave Goodwin reminded me that you can do it through PayPal as well. I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share. I invite people to unmute. This is the time in our service where we do a community connection. And I'm going to stop the recording now.